We're in front of a big building, and it's very pretty, so people are here to look at it. There are often marchers and protesters, can dancers, just kind of marching along. I don't see a lot of that today. Maybe there's not that much to march and do the can about now that problems are being fixed. We used to have real serious problems, but maybe we can talk to some people. Would it be okay if we talk to you?
Who are you?
Just a citizen with a video blog.
I'm doing a 23-day fast, remembrance of the 23 days that Israel bombed Gaza, and I thought doing it here might make it a more public thing.
You wouldn't want to do it in like a cornfield somewhere. Plus there's all the temptation of the corn. Do you get tempted by delicious foods?
This is only my second day.
How are you holding up?
Okay.
I went on a hunger strike once recently. It was my first one. It was amazingly successful. Somebody defriended me on Facebook, kind of without telling me. It was because I said something nice about Phil Collins. I went on a hunger strike. In 36 hours, the guy was my friend again.
That's pretty good. What is your stance on what success is?
You have stances. I'm a pre-expert. I will have a stance in about a year.
Our fixation with things and wealth is a huge problem that underlies most of the bad things that happen in the world. Everything that's in the earth right now could just be redistributed and we would be wealthy and we could still have beautiful buildings and beautiful cars. And
do you think we still have like McDonald's?
Hope not, because I don't think they're healthy. I don't think they treat the employees or the customers or the suppliers well.
You have customers, I guess, who know what they're eating is not healthy.
Yeah, they don't know. What happens in America, we tell people smoking is bad for you. But if we allow cigarettes to still be sold, are you really telling me it's bad?
But if that's what you want to do, you go ahead and do it. I'm not going to tell you any different. If we really do respect each other in the way you're trying to say, then we don't tell people they can't go to McDonald's, do we?
I'm not tell anybody to do anything. They have every right to eat that. But as a customer, as an advertiser, that isn't a good business to interact with. What happened in Gaza is wrong. I'm going to act like it.
What was it that happened in Gaza again?
Palestinians elected Hamas.
Yes, right.
Hamas was a terrorist organization under the idea of what we classify as terrorism. They use suicide bombings to inflict casualties on civilians of Israel to fight the oppression that they're under. Israel then reacted, putting a blockade on Gaza. Land, air, sea were controlled by Israel. They weren't getting enough food. They wouldn't let in stuff like toilet paper. They still don't let in construction supplies. Palestine doesn't have an army. So one of the things they did was make homemade rockets and fired them into Israel. The only place that these homemade rockets could hit were civilian targets. Then finally, Israel signed a truce. Stop and we'll lift the blockade. They followed that truce. Other organizations, they even clamped down on them, and only like 2 a month were being fired. And that's by people that were pressed and angry, and some very extremist. They didn't lift the blockade. They violated the truce. Hamas fired rockets again. They told Jimmy Carter that they felt that this is the only way they could get attention. And from that, Israel started this massacre. It was a one-sided onslaught onto a people with no army. Land, air, and sea were controlled at that point. So they basically bombed a refugee camp. Jewish people that don't support Israel, don't support what they're doing, are called anti-Semitic, terrorists, suicide bombers. Maybe success is understanding the world as it is without all the propaganda and hate. Part of success is trying to be sane in this craziness.
Well, I'll agree with you there, and I'll think about the other stuff.